Tithing is a biblical principle that has long been recognized as an act of faith and obedience, acknowledging God's sovereignty over all things, including our finances. In the New Testament, the emphasis shifts toward the heart and spirit of giving rather than a fixed percentage of 1/10. 2 Corinthians 9:7 states, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." This suggests that generosity is a matter of a personal conviction and faith, rather than just a required financial obligation. So this brings us to three types of tithing. 1, giving out of obedience. 2, giving out of an abundance. Or 3, giving out of a sacrifice. Now when it comes to obedience, this is regularly giving a set amount of 10% of your gross pay. This is where it's in the budget, like clockwork, every week, every payday. Their obedience to the Lord is made by consistently and regularly giving. Now, giving from an abundance, this is a tithe coming from a special blessing that God has given you, a blessing that you weren't expecting, or money that comes to you that is above and beyond what you have budgeted. This can be an inheritance, a profit from an investment, maybe a bonus or a tax refund. God blessed you. It could be a complete surprise from God, or it could be something that became more than you expected. I know of a farmer who at times has a larger crop yield than he expected. He considers this a blessing from God and tithes from that abundance. All too often, I see clients profiting from their investments in the stock market, and those capital gains are fruit of their labor, but definitely a source of abundance and an opportunity to tithe. And then there's giving from sacrifice, sacrificial giving. There's a well-known verse in the Bible about the widow's offering that comes to us from Luke 21 verses 1 through 4. And Jesus says, "Truly I tell you," he said, "this poor widow has put more in than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she gave out of her poverty. She put in all that she had to live on." This is when we completely and wholeheartedly say, I could use this money for a budgeted item, but opt to go without to help the needs of others. Of course, there's different levels of sacrifice. When I was much younger, instead of going to Starbucks every morning for a cup of coffee, I brewed my own coffee to save some money. And with that saved money, I used it to sponsor a child with Compassion International. I know of folks that gave up their second car or gave it to their new youth minister to give them transportation. God knows your heart, knows your sacrifice. So let's be reminded again. 2 Corinthians 9:7 states, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver."